So today I'm going to take you to my most favourite beach in the whole wide world. Well, in the northeast anyway. Okay, so today we're heading through to Seaham. Seaham is a lovely place. A place that we spent a lot of time as a kid. My dad's from Seaham, all of his family's from Seaham, and it's kind of come full circle really, where it's a place where I spent like quite a bit of time when I was a kid, and now we spend more time there now when we're out with the dogs. So we like going and exploring in the caves with the dogs and jumping over the waves, and the dogs do most of the jumping. I don't do a lot of jumping, but and they like digging in the sand. Yeah, and it's I've always liked the sea. I've always liked chucking stones in the sea and finding magic stones when we were kids, or sea glass as it's probably more commonly known. It's Nose's Point where we're going, and it's near Dordon in Seaham, which where the pit is, where my dad used to work. My dad was an electrician down the pit. He was there until it closed it was about 1990. And his dad worked in the pit, and his dad worked in the pit as well. So 3 generations of miners in the family who I kind of broke that line when I went down the old dancer, performer, / sales rep / dog walking route. But yeah, there's a lot of history in the family of the area of Seaham. It's a nice place. I like it a lot. Perfect for the dogs because it's nice and quiet, so we're not going to see too many members of the public. There isn't really any cattle or sheep grazing nearby. And we can play some games, play some find it games, and the swimmers can have a swim. And then each time we go, whether the tide's in or out will depend. You know, the beach is always a little bit different every time we go. And yeah, it's just a really, really nice place for the dogs to enjoy their adventures. Yeah, right, we're here. Let's go and have a blast at the blast. So we're here. This is Nose's Point. This is one of our favourite walks. We come here a couple of times a week. The dogs love it because we play lots of games. We play lots of find it games in the long grass. We do some retrieves further along here, and there's a couple of places for the swimmers to have a dip as well. Not least the sea, which is where we normally finish off, because that enables the dogs to get nice and clean as well, especially in the winter when it can get quite mucky along here. He's pinching treats out my pocket. Yeah, so we've run out of treats now, so we better go and have some fun. Shall we go? Come on then, come on. So this is us. This is what we like to do every day. We're lucky enough to have a job where we out enjoying ourselves in the outdoors with all these lovely dogs, and I get to do all the stuff that I used to do when I was a kid, like clarting about outside. Even though I didn't have a dog, I used to always love being in the outdoors and making dens and playing armies and pretending I was a soldier and all that kind of thing. And this is. And we're having the same kind of fun now, so it's pretty good. So Barry's pulling my arm off because he's itching to get down and swim in the water in the beach, so I think it's time for us to head off. Should we go, girls? Yeah? Come on then. Oh yeah, we'll head to the beach. Come on, good boy. Come on. There's a good lad. That's a clever boy. You have to wait. have to wait for everybody. Yeah, so this is the Blast Beach. This is where Barry enjoys coming, don't you, Barry? Go and see Alex. Go on. And you can see little remnants of the bygone age when the pits were here. There's little bits of machinery and stuff all over the place. You see some coal seam on the end there, the cliff. There's even coal dust in the water always here, you know. And they're reminders of the past all the time. And this is a little bit like with your dog as well, because if you've got a slightly older dog and you're wanting to do some training with him and try and change his behaviour, yeah, you need to think of it as a process rather than just something that you do once and then it's finished with. Yeah, because if your dog is always chased birds or chased other dogs, and if he's always done things like that, then he's always going to have more likelihood that he's going to go back to doing it again. You know, so you need to think about your dog's past and keep on with the training all the time, you know. So if you start training with the ball and he starts being interested with you with the ball, then continue to do that, you know. Yeah, because if you stop, you start going back to the places where your dog used to play with other dogs, then that's exactly what he's going to do again. He's just going to go back to the old behaviour, yeah. So keep on with the training all the time. Think of the training as a process rather than just an event that you do once. So that's our little trip to the Blast done for today. We've all had a nice adventure. Hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about what we do with the dogs and the area where we live and we walk and we work. And we'll see you next week. Come on, guys.